Dateline, Arlington, Virginia. Who is Mo? That is the burning question for voters in the most educated municipality in Virginia in 2025. And Arlington reads, as everyone knows, from the hashtag. Why? Hashtag APS is awesome. However, for those not in the know, let's take a big, deep dive search to discover what you need to know right now about Mo. Indivisible Arlington is still recovering from the December decision of the school board chair, Arlington Democrat Mary Cadera, not to seek re-election for a second term, amid reports of infighting and toxicity on the 5-member panel of at-large members who provide oversight and guidance for the 13th largest public school division in the entire Commonwealth of Virginia. A state still recovering from a response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which had placed the 7th most educated state in the nation at the rank of 6 nationwide for losses in mathematical and verbal aptitude and achievement. In 2022, despite breaking records for college applications across the nation, amongst the 1,800 students graduating from Arlington Public Schools, some 43% had failed to gain acceptance to 91% selective BCU. Some 86% had failed to gain admission to Howard University. Only one of 96 validated as Harvard material. But departing former Vice Chair David Priddy, an alumnus of the most diverse but least performing public high school, Wakefield High School, had lamented in epitaph to his own service, also departing after only one term of service. We will always be linked to COVID and our response to it. We will always be linked to COVID and our response to it. The official announcement in the local press after Cadera, a PBS executive, a former school volunteer, a mom, a former public school teacher, had conceded that she had to recognize her own limitations, had been delayed for an entire month, and those who were not regular attendees at party organizational meetings or amongst her closest supporters were not in the know about Mo, and would not learn until January that the once triumphant leader Cadera, who had touted her exceptional experience and leadership as a member of parent committees while sailing easily to a November coronation just 4 years ago, as public schools were beginning to reopen, had decided that she, sadly, lacked the strength and the stamina to go through what, at that time, would have been an unopposed nomination party caucus in the spring. Sadly, this was that one exceptional challenge in which, according to Cadera, her love for education and children could not conquer all. And in the beginning of February, in the race for Arlington Public School Board, even though not even the Education Committee for the Arlington NAACP, the oldest and boldest civil rights organization, whose constituents, children, comprise over 10% of the student population, and a plurality of color public school division, had stepped up to succeed Cadera on a school board that had lacked any black representation since Cadera had been elected. A school board upon which the first black member was not elected until after Barack Obama had been elected. And at least now one black civil rights leader, Monique Mo Bryant, no stranger to Arlington Democratic's party leadership as a chair for school bond referendum committees in 2024, as well as executive director of Challenging Racism, a 501c3 founded by former Arlington Public Schools social studies teacher Marty Swain, a former elected member of the D.C. School Board from Ward 6, and a 41-year Arlington resident who is also a 2-time president of the Arlington Education Association, the teachers union. Many are asking now, is Mo? Mo is currently facing off against June Prakash in the Arlington Democrat candidate endorsement caucus in the spring, and especially with great national concerns about immigration, especially in a public school district where over 30% of students are Hispanic, a cause celebrated that had recently raised the ire even of one nationally prominent bishop to rail against the sitting president from her bully pulpit while he had worshipped in a pew. Prakash is emphasizing that she is not just a member, but the president of the Arlington Education Association, the Union for Arlington Public Schools Educators, and a former PTA president. She told Democrats that while the current school board has dedicated members, what is missing is someone who's actually been in the classroom, implying that her opponent has not been in the classroom. Distinguishing herself from her black opponent, Prakash told fellow Democrats in early February, "I didn't come out of nowhere. I've been quietly doing the work," said Prakash, who said she understands school operations inside and out, and those who attend the monthly school board meetings held twice per month know that Prakash, unlike her opponent, is practically almost always there advocating for some issue with her dedicated army of union members. But who is Mo? That is the question. And so let's take a deep dive search to discover who is Mo and who has less. Mo Bryant for Arlington Public School, because Arlington needs Mo. Mo is not the Monique Bryant who had run with the Good Party for Public School Board in 2016. Nor is she the Monique O'Grady, who departed her seat after one term, succeeded by Kadera. But she is also a black woman now running for Arlington Public School Board. While the founder and former executive director at Challenging Racism is Marty Swain, who proudly boasts a white and German heritage as an alumnus of Oberlin College, a private university in Ohio. Bryant now steers that non-profit organization, which described itself as having only a small paid staff, with a demonstrated record of moving individuals to action to challenge racism. Who these individuals are, we do not know. Challenging Racism, however, now with Mo in charge, continues to strive to be innovators in the work of anti-racist training, asking a small group of participants to make a commitment of time, of self-reflection, of telling and listening to stories, of risk-taking, and then doing the work to learn the skills of difficult conversations. And there are many difficult conversations to be had. Difficult conversations that departing school board member David Priddy had sought before he left. But not just talk. Mo, who had succeeded Marty after her retirement in 2020, says the conversations challenging racism begins are a commitment. Although there are scant details on when those conversations were had or what they accomplished. But at least their supporters know that Mo and her small staff are stewards of a wonderful group of facilitators and volunteers, a solid curriculum on the cusp of being revised and updated, albeit tragically deeply impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic. That Mo concedes had made it hard for them to secure contracts to keep the lights on. But still, they had promised to persist, and they are still there, trying to have those difficult conversations. According to Challenging Racism, their vision, because without vision, the people will perish, which Mo has embraced, is a just and anti-racist society that celebrates personal stories and bears witness to our shared community. And so if you want to have some conversations, Mo is your person to go to. But their mission, with a small staff, is to empower and inspire people to disrupt racism, one compassionate conversation at a time. Do you have a minute? Let's talk about racism and see what we can get done. What have they done and accomplished under Mo's leadership? According to Mo, you need to ask somebody who knows who they've helped. But, however, to her great credit, in 2024, as they co-chair to support a bond initiative for the spouses to people just for being there for a long time. Mo gets a high five as a co-chair for that monumental undertaking in Arlington, where no school board bond measure has lost on the ballot since the Ford administration. So, we can say that Mo did not fail where others have easily succeeded before. But still, watch out and stay tuned for Mo. For now, that is all that is known about Mo. And in Arlington Public Schools, for which Mom chose Arlington, we know that you appreciate the finer things in life. We can tell by the cars you drive and the homes that you own. And would rather have Mo than less. Why not the best? Back to you in the studio, Mo.
This message was approved by Major Mike Webb. Honest. Honest.